Hello guys and welcome back to another video. The gameplay you see was actually going to be its own video, but see, my problem now is it's not recording. I just record random stuff, but I cannot be bothered to upload it to YouTube, and at the moment YouTube on mobile, normally videos past 10 minutes don't upload, they get stuck on processing. So I did have like maybe two the last month that would have uploaded, but I just don't really enjoy it anymore enough to go out my way to spend hours trying to get a video to upload when it doesn't. But anyway, as you can see from the title, that's what I'm going to be talking about today, because people are talking about it in the Discord. Some agree with it, some don't, and it's not because I'm old gen or whatever, because that's what people say, new gen versus old gen, and that's the preferences, but it's not really that. I think it's just because new gen did not experience old CNR. So season killed CNR, and I completely stand with that. Is season the only reason CNR is still alive now? I would say pretty much yes. That's 100% true as well, but it's also the thing that killed it. Right now, if you go on CNR, just imagine you're a new player. If you get CNR, the only thing that you'll see is alive and competitive is season. So you play season, maybe you like it, and then after a few months you're going to get bored of it. And another major thing is, if season's the only thing you like in the game, you can only play it on weekends, so you're already restricted to 2 out of 7 days of the week. So you can't even really main the game as your main game and grind it. So first of all, if you play now and you just join and all you've really got is season. So a new player now is going to play, enjoy season, get bored of it pretty quickly, and then quit the game because there's nothing else for them to do. Now, I'm just going to talk about me. I played in like 2013 to 2015 just with my brother. I didn't know anyone in the community. That's why I don't really regard myself as old gen. I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11 or something. I have no clue. But I was very young and I literally just played it with my brother and one of my friends in real life who just got me to download CNR one day. I was at his, I had my iPad with me. And yeah, we just played it on and off casually. And then obviously I came back in 2019 and started my YouTube and everything like that. And when I did came back, I was like, this game is amazing. I've never seen a better game. And in retrospect, that was 80% of the community and 20% of the game being good. The game itself, I would say Pixel Gun is a better game, balance-wise and different stuff. But the community of CNR back then was so much better. And there was so many communities, and that's why it was so good. People stayed for the communities, not the actual game itself. I've just wrote a list now of like kind of my stages of CNR, because that's what I mean. People get bored of stuff, but the fact was there's so much stuff back then that you could do. That's how people have played for 7 years and they've still not quit, because there was so many different things you could do with the game. The game gave you the platform to do all these different things, and that's why people could stay so long. And now it's literally just season. If you get bored of season, there's nothing else to do. But I've got a list, and a couple of them most people probably won't have done, and that's just me. Trick shotting, I'm not even going to mention it because not many people did that. Even though it was a main thing that I did for, I'd say, a good year, I'm not going to mention it because I know most other people didn't. But anyway, the first one is sniping, and actually we'll put gunning and knifing as well down, because that's what I mean. There was separate communities for sniping, knifing, and gunning, and the fourth thing I'd say that kind of a lot of it ties in with each other, so it's hard to kind of like single them out. But the game was a lot more balanced back then, and well, actually, no, that's not true at all. It wasn't, but the community was. I joined 2019, which is, it's not a new player, an old player at all, really. I don't really remember much of old CNR when I played. So 2019 is what I say is when I started, because that's when I was actually part of the community. But even then, there was so much. And the first thing I did when I got CNR, I got into sniping. I remember, I would just have fun in sniping lobbies, and I did that for a few weeks. And when I got bored of that, I would change to sniping in regular lobbies, as in just a random map with gunners and whatever else. And you could do that. If you watch mine or ours old montages, most of the clips are from regular lobbies with people gunning. And that's because the community, it was like this unspoken like code where you would no one use customs. If you use customs in multiplayer, you'd be like looked down on and you'd be rejected by everyone. Like no good player used customs. And it's kind of the same with armor and cards. No one had OP armor and cards back then. So yeah, the game was a lot more balanced. And again, this is more just for me because not everyone will snipe, but I could snipe in regular games. So that's already two different things. If I got bored of just sniper only rooms, I could do it in regular games and it's a completely different experience. So there's the things I did for maybe the first 3 or 4 months. Obviously throughout I always did trick shotting, but again I'm not mentioning that again because most people won't have. But that's already 2 things, which is one more than just season. So then we go to gunning and knifing. Gunning, people tap fired because stuff wasn't broken. So, you could use, say, HK and similar weapons to that where you just spray. And then you could use stuff like the GK and, I don't know, Hero Rifle and M4, and you'd tap fire. So already it's not just gunning. You've got continuous gunning, which is what it is now, and then you'd have weapons where you'd tap fire. So again, I spent weeks doing tap firing because it's a completely different experience to just regular gunning. So that's already another 2 things. And then knifing, it's just knifing really. I've never really done knifing, so I don't know much, but knifing had quite a big community. It still does a bit now, but it's completely dead compared to what it was. So another thing. So that's already 5 things we've got. Just 2 types of gunning, and then sniping in sniper only and regular. Now, the 6th thing, ranks. So, because we had all these separate communities, and a lot of people were in each of them, you obviously had ranks and the competitiveness. So I'm just going to put that with 1v1s as well. But yeah, like, again, for a few months, I'd be grinding, sniping every day or whatever, 1v1ing people to climb ranks and become to whatever place I wanted in like the ranking. I got, I don't know, hashtag 3rd best sniper or something. I have no clue. But at one point, I remember is when I think I beat S. I was like 3rd best. I might not have been. I have no clue. But you get my point. There was enough players to have each community's own separate ranking. So again, you could spend weeks doing that before you got bored. So then the 7th thing I'm going to say is clans. And I don't mean clan wars, I mean just clans in general. You would practice with your clans. I mean, Infinity Clan, apart from like the YouTube videos and the montages, we would just play for hours and hours, many, many days, just playing together. And I know a lot of other clans did. And then the 8th thing is clan wars. Again, clan wars were really, there's so many clans. Clans were literally just for skill. And there's a lot of clan wars back then. Infinity did like 5, I think, and that's when clans died out. So others must have done a lot more. But again, that's something you can do for weeks. You can practice with your clan for clan wars, as well as just play with your clans for fun. And then I'd say the last thing is just playing with friends. No one is typing in season to play with their friends, but you know what I mean. Like people are just, I don't know. You can't really title it, but people are just chill in rooms and play with their mates, for ages, and you can't do that in season. No way, compared to what it was. So that's what I mean. The community really is just falling apart because of season. If you think I'm like shitting on the game, I am, but it's literally true. Anyone who played like 2019 or prior will agree with me because they'll have probably experienced this as well. And that's the problem. New players who've never seen this, the only thing they've seen is season. So obviously they say season is the only alive thing that's part of CNR, and that's absolutely correct. Now the only good part of the game, if you want to call it that, is season, because that's the only thing that's active. But season is also the reason all these other things died. I guarantee you, if season did not become what it was, that the game would be, people would be a lot happier with the game. Again, I play season probably more than TDM now for the last 3 months, but I don't enjoy it at all compared to sniping. It's just, if I snipe, I'll be lucky to get one snipe lobby and it's the same people every time, so obviously I get bored quickly. Stigs is like an exception. He actually enjoys season, but I think if you asked a lot of people, they would say they play season because that's the only competitive part of the game and not because they enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, that is pretty much that. There's not much more to say. I mean, can we fix this? I doubt it. I think if the devs remove season, you've got 3 options. Either A, everyone quits and the game dies. B, everyone goes to multiplayer, but they play multiplayer like it's season, as in using customs, cards, armor, and everything's still 2-shot, and it is pretty much the same. So I think the game would just die slowly then again. And then the third option is it goes back to how it used to be, where you've got this like code of respect, people use balanced stuff or whatever, but I doubt that would happen because most of those players that would do that have quit because of season. So yeah, I think this is pretty much the downfall of CNR, and I don't think they can do much about it now because they've kind of chosen their path. But I don't know. You're always going to get new players in the game, but it's very clear that the players that join now are staying a lot less than when they did before. And that's the main reason the game is dying, because I barely play the game anymore. I wouldn't really consider that I play it much anymore. And again, it's because of season. There's nothing else for me to play. I don't really like season that much. I hardly play it compared to what I used to, because there's only one thing you can do. So that's pretty much it. I don't really know what counter arguments would be for this. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, if you knew and you like season, good for you. But when you get bored of it, what else are you going to do? And again, if you knew, you don't even know what the game used to have. So you just regard it as the game got boring because it got boring, not because season killed it. But yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I mean, you can kind of relate it to other games. Again, like, I don't know, I don't really know if you could compare it to Pixel Gun being the same. But Pixel Gun now, it's all free cat spam. That's pretty much it. Like, no one uses primaries or other stuff. So it's kind of like a trend that happens with games. Like, the game will become centered on just one thing, and then obviously that's it. The game will die out after people get bored of that one thing. So I think that's pretty much it, and there's not much more to say. But yeah, that's my take on CNR at the moment. And again, I don't think it will really change. I think it'll just carry on how it is. But yeah, so if anyone's got a good game how CNR used to be like, let me know and I'll play it. But gaming for me has been very dry recently. Console, Call of Duty, it's kind of the same, boring, repetitive, and nearly all other mobile games that I can find. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know, comment down what you think, if you agree with me or if you think something different. That's what I mean. I'm trying to see it from the perspective of people that don't agree with me, but the only reason I can give is that's all you know, and you don't know what it used to be like. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. and I will see you in the next one.